Hi, I'm Lucy from The Advocate and I'm here with Alice Munro. So Alice has recently got a fair bit of attention just on Facebook and now I guess through the media because she has made a KFC cake but yeah, it basically went viral online. So this is what it looks like and yeah, this is it cut up. So Alice, why did you make a KFC cake? How did that idea come about?
I made it just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing a couple of other little ones just to see how realistic I could get them. And so I just looked at a few tutorials and stuff and thought, yeah, I'll do it. So that's really why. And it just come together incredible. So,
yeah. And you were saying before, I think we've got photos of it here, that a deer, that was one of your favourite ones. Can you run me through the deer?
The deer is definitely one of my favourite ones.
Joan, what have you done for Tyson today?
Oh gosh, she'd asked me this when I've still got tears in my eyes. 18 years or a bit more of doing this, and gee, he must feel like a prince. It's just going to be beautiful. He doesn't know what's happening inside yet, but this is the start of the magic that we will create. We are creating and we want to keep creating to as many children that we can that have life-threatening medical conditions.
And how many people have you been helping across Australia? How many wishes have you been granting?
In 12 months, we're looking Make-A-Wish Australia grants nearly 600 a year, or a bit. It could be a bit over. By 2021, we will expect to be granting 2,000 a year, because every day, sadly, there are 6 families that are told they have a child with a life-threatening medical condition.
And how long has Tyson been waiting for his wish?
He's been waiting a little while because when we first visited him last year, it was in the middle of treatment he was having in Melbourne. So we needed to get him back so he could enjoy all this. But I think it's worthwhile by the look on Tyson's face today. It's been worthwhile, and he'll head off on his travel wish at the end of October.
Perfect. Well, we better go inside and let Tyson see his wish.
Okay.
Once the go-to choice for greenies, organic food is now more popular than ever. According to this year's Organic Market Report, more than 1 million Australians are now buying organic food on a regular basis. And certified organic operations in Australia grew by 5% in 2016. The organic trend has seen local farmers markets pop up around the country. On the other side of the fence is John Hewitt. John is a third-generation farmer in northern Victoria. He uses chemicals on his farm and has no intention of stopping.
I just can't see I can make enough income from organics to generate enough income to cover the costs of farming, because if you're going organics, you're still going to have to work the ground. So that means more tractor hours, things like that. So you're going to have to cultivate a lot more.
John says most farmers avoid using pesticides.
They've sort of swung away from putting pesticides out in great abundance. I don't think people are a great lover of pesticides if they can get away with it.
83% of consumers say they choose organic because they believe what they are buying is chemical-free. And studies have proven this to be true. The Stanford review found that any pesticide residue detected in organic foods was of a minuscule amount. But consumers should not be worried if they are eating foods with pesticides. This is because the Food Standards Australia finds no public health and safety issues with exposure. Also in agreement is Dr. Tim Crow, who is a research scientist in nutrition. Based on the studies he has read, Tim believes organic food isn't necessarily healthier.
If you look at the nutrient composition of organic versus conventional produce, the difference are none to very, very minimal for most nutrients. Any perceived health benefit is just that. There's been no research to show that long term your health will be better off because you're eating organic produce.
So how do you know if organic food is the real deal? The short answer is you don't unless you know the certifying laws. In Australia, there are 7 accredited bodies that can certify a product to be organic. The Department of Agriculture sets out a national standard the accredited bodies have to comply with.
The national standard sets out the requirements you'd expect, such as the prohibited use of pesticides, chemicals and the welfare of livestock. However, each organisation can make its own individual rules, but it cannot be less strict.
My name is Ataik Ali. Zalabia, from Wadi Rum. I live in Wadi Rum village. I like this type of sport, and to see my camel to breeding, and when I win the race, I be very happy. This type of race, normally for Bedouin, like camel racing, hunting. This is the main sport for Bedouin in desert. This is the two sports. We don't have football to play, and we don't know about this thing. So the normal camel race, it was with us, was with a human riding. Everyone ride his camel and race through the desert. And this is now a new system, like you can say modern system, with the new technology coming, you know, define it more easy, you know. This is the stick to beat the camel with it normally. And this we put the battery here. Like for example, we give force like this. Sometimes camel not listen for voice. We start to beat him a little bit, you know, like this. Sometimes beat him hardly, like. The race now more safe than before because no accident with people, yeah. First thing, you have to find a good camel and to have the patience. This is most important, to have the patience if you're training camel. Yeah, use WhatsApp. There is many, like the owner of the camel trainer, they have different group in WhatsApp, you know. And the race is funny sometimes because the jeep driving outside of the loop and the camel inside the loop racing. And like everyone talk to his camel through walkie-talkie, and you see a lot of jeep and a lot of camel next to each other. Now we are ready and we wish to win the race and to get the sword.
Fadahat is sorting styrofoam boxes next to his fresh harvest. He is working on a farm in northwest Jordan, a few kilometres away from the Israel border. Across the valley he can see the Palestinian town of Jericho.
This is how I organize the packaging. I put 10 boxes together and I take 5 to 10 bundles of the produce of the crops. I pile them together in the boxes and I pile them together up to make 10, and that's how the traders come and pick them up for the market.
Fadahat is from Egypt. He is one of 1 million Egyptian migrants who come to Jordan for work. He sends money back to his family in Egypt.
He's working from 6 in the morning until sunset. So there is work for him here, whereas in Egypt he probably wouldn't find that availability.
In the nearby town of Al-Qadama, the roads are wet. The rains are late this season, but are here at last. In a small roadside stall, Youssef Nazarat sells vegetables. He says Egyptians are welcome because they take on the jobs that Jordanians are not prepared to do.
They consider it too tough a job for them. He said it's not something they would willingly want to do. They bring in the Egyptian workers to do that job.
As well as 1 million Egyptians, Jordan is also home to hundreds of thousands of Syrian and Palestinian refugees. The food grown in the fertile Jordan Valley supports this bulging population. And the way it is grown says much about the country's policy of welcoming outsiders.